All right, hello everyone. I'm Justin Carter. I am the economics professor for the semester, and this is going to be Introduction to the Syllabus for both Microeconomics and the Macroeconomics course. That's because the first 4 chapters of both books are identical, so that we can introduce you to some introductory concepts and philosophies about economics, whether on the macro or the micro scale. And we're going to talk about the syllabus and any questions you might have, so that we have sort of a FAQ video here. And if you need anything more specific, please feel free to reach out and I'll either answer it or maybe I'll even put a new little snippet video together if it's something that I think is important. So here we go. Again, my name is Justin Carter. You have both my email here on the syllabi, and you have my personal cell phone number. So if ever there's an emergency or if ever you need anything, please feel free to just text me. I'm not going to answer your phone call generally, but if you text me, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So, the syllabus. For microeconomics, we want to be able to roll through the course objectives first. So we want to know how economics affects one's daily life. You want to know how to recognize and evaluate the basic debates concerning econ and policies at all levels of government, local, state, national, even international potentially. Understand the basic functioning of economic curves, such as simple supply and demand curves, Laffer curves, etc. Understand the basic tenets of individual and firm level behavior in economics. We want to be able to discuss externalities, positive and negative, and sort of what they are and why they arise and why we need to be able to take them into consideration. We want a deeper understanding of competitions, markets, and market interference. An understanding of the intricate relationship between economics and politics. I also teach political science and especially international comparative politics, so I really like that part of economics and political science, so we'll spend a little time on that stuff. And then we want to understand a little more how trade works, because there have been a lot of misunderstandings in the press and in politics lately about what trade is, how it works, how things like tariffs work, what their purposes are, things of this sort. So we'll discuss some of that as well. Moving on to grades. Grades are going to be identical for both courses, macro and micro. Actually, before we do that, we're going to go to the macro, and I'll talk to you about objectives. Again, how does government and economics affect one's daily life? We want to be able to discuss those debates about economics and policy, understanding curves. We'll get to the understanding that curves are one of the most important mathematical and logical concepts in economics. So we want to spend a little time on that at the beginning. We want to know how macro level influences affect the global economy, economic growth, develop a deeper understanding of unemployment and inflation and how they're interconnected. So we'll talk about hyperinflation, we'll talk about inflation, we'll talk about unemployment, we'll talk about all kinds of different stuff, and whether inflation is even a real thing anymore, because there are a lot of modern economists who suggest that inflation just isn't happening, especially in modern economies. So we'll discuss that as well. And then we want to discuss how economics and politics go together, and of course, trade again. So that moves us on to the course grades in both of the courses. Your final exam is going to be 15% of your grade. You will have 2 one-page responses. I usually do about 7 to 10 per semester, so you guys should count yourself lucky. I'm trying to cut down on the work a little bit because it's all internet, and I've never really done this before. So we're all sort of in the same boat trying this for the first time, an all internet course. So I didn't want there to be too much to keep up with. So we're going to stick to 2 papers, 2 short response papers, 1 3-page paper on a broader topic, and then some multiple choice and short answer exams, which should keep everything pretty easy. If you keep up with the syllabus, you'll be able to clearly tell where all of this stuff needs to be and what you need to keep up with. And I'm pretty lax, to be honest with you. If you miss a grade and you realize, I'll probably email you and say, hey, where's that paper? Let's get it in as soon as you can. Okay, so don't take advantage of that sort of thing. But I'm not here to fail you guys. I'm here to teach you and teach you how to think and what to be thinking about with the future of economics. So let's all work on this together. It's going to be weird having an internet course, but it should be fun. So for the macro class, you got your final exam. You got 2 one-page responses, so just pick a topic from any week that we've covered so far, something that you are interested in, and give me a short response about political philosophy or economic philosophy, or maybe a policy that the U.S. government or your state has passed recently that you disagree with or that you agree with. Try to make it something contemporaneous in the news within the very recent time period, and something that you're interested in. It sucks having to write on stuff that you hate, so let's try not to do that. Pick something that you like. We'll have 2 of those, and there'll be 10% total of your grade. We will also have 1 3-page paper. For macroeconomics, this is going to be, given the current economic situation of the U.S., describe the policies that you would enact to improve the U.S. economy. Explain the balance you would strike between unemployment and inflation, given our current understanding of these macroeconomic phenomena. So we will talk about inflation and unemployment. We will talk about the contemporaneous economy and the new Biden administration coming in and some of the economic policies that they plan to pass. And then I would love you guys to sort of either pick that apart or suggest here would be my ideal situation for the laws that I would pass to get our economy back on track. Okay, so it's as simple as that. For the microeconomics course, the paper is going to be what level of economic inequality is best for the American economy? And is this true in all states or only in developed states? So it's going to be a focus on inequality. There has been a lot of, writing and documentaries and such made about inequality in America in the recent 20 to 30 years. So I would love for you to sort of dig deeper into what you think the perfect level or ideal level of inequality in the American economy would be. Defend that, and then defend whether that level of inequality is good globally or only in developed economies, and impoverished nations need to take a different approach. So again, a pretty simple topic, but there's so many different ways you can approach it. So I hope you guys like that. And then we'll have 4 other multiple choice exams, each of which will be 15% of your final grade in both of the courses. So 5 exams, 2 one-page papers, and a 3-page paper, and that's your course. Let's see. I would also tell you that if I find your paper exceptionally good, or if I really like your citations, or I'm really into it, I could tell you're into it, and you put in a lot of effort, you could get more than 100. I give out bonus points. So if I like your short answer, usually I'll pick the best short answer for each exam. I'll give them a little bonus bump, that sort of thing. So, I like to, usually I do it for attendance, but I can't really do that here, so we'll do it that way. Let's see. Follow your syllabus. Every week you need to check in on your syllabus, check in on your announcements page. You're going to find the notes for each chapter in the announcements page. That doesn't mean you shouldn't read the chapter. It means that I went through the chapter and sort of marked up what I found important, and I also threw in some questions that I would like for you to think about philosophically. I also, in each week, I tried to put in supplemental readings. You do not have to read these. They are for those who are interested in going further in economics. They are for those who want to write something about that topic for the week. Here's something that you might look at. These are generally either incredibly important economics journal articles or books that were written about each topic, or they are brand new groundbreaking research that is generally being published from 2018 to hasn't even been published yet on some of these. They'll be published later in 2021. So there's some good stuff here. It also provides you a really excellent tool for understanding what your citations should look like for your papers. There are probably a minimum of 60 citations here in all kinds of different variations, from books to websites to journal articles. So if you have questions about your citations, there are innumerable examples here that you can use to help you when you're putting your own papers together. Okay. All right. And I think that's about it. One thing that I would talk about before we end is the papers. Grammar and punctuation are important. I'm not going to kill you over it, but I am going to deduct points if you don't spell check and have your grammar checked. It is not only important at the college level to learn how to write correctly. It is very important in your future career because it serves as a signal of your competence to work for a business. And if you cannot learn how to write and grammar and spell and punctuate correctly, you're sending a signal that maybe you're not the person for this position. And so that's why I take it so seriously as someone who has worked in both the private and the public side of the economic life in America, and as someone who has managed and done hiring before. It does send a very clear signal that this person doesn't take spelling or grammar seriously, and so what else don't they take seriously? So keep that in mind, and I expect you to at least do the minimum of making sure your words are spelled correctly, have someone proofread it. What I like to do and what I was taught to do is start at the very last sentence and read it aloud and work your way backward, so that you don't include the flow. When you break the flow out, it's a lot easier to hear where there are problems. So welcome, everyone. I'm really excited about this, and I'll get the next lecture out as soon as possible now that I've figured out how to do this. So have a great day, and reach out to me if you need anything. Thank you. Bye.